Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Trading. Today, we're going to get into it with Pancakeswap and Solana as well as BTC. So the market took another leg down yesterday. Looks like we're starting a consolidation or some type of a base forming point in this market, but that's what we're doing. We're going a little bit lower for the time being. Nothing too bad. Nothing breaking across the markets, but we are going to pull in a little bit. So we don't know when we're going to bounce back. We don't get to know these things, but BTC pulling in a little bit. We talked about yesterday breaking my trend line volume. Not really that bad, so I don't really care too much about that. Ideally, we can hold up above our 35,935 level. Any level we hold, the higher, the better. So, when you break one level, you look to the next level, then to the next level. And the fewer lines you break, the better. So that's really what we're looking for at this point. We already broke this little interim low right there. Not a huge issue, but we did kill our cup and handle. It's going to be what it's going to be. Oh, well. Yeah, and so we'll see what happens here. We'll see how this consolidation goes. The whole market kind of has a consolidation feel to it. Very few things are actually running at the moment, and the ones that are do have distribution in the highs. So this is a market-wide thing. This isn't strictly to BTC or some other, only a few select altcoins. So I'm trying to get my screen to look right here. There we go. All right. So really that's BTC. We're consolidating. There's not much to do here, to be quite honest with you. If you have positions in place from much lower down, you're perfectly fine. If you have positions from the past week or so, it's going to get a bit dangerous. The question is, what do you do? Well, you have to find a place where you are protecting your capital and a place that makes sense on the chart, not based on how much money you're going to lose. It has to make sense on the chart. And if you're going to lose too much money, you need to make your position size a little bit smaller. That's the wise trading rule thing to do, is to trade to the sleeping point, as Livermore said, and then you can sleep and go about your business. And when the market's looking better, you can re-enter your positions. All right, so next up is Pancakeswap. This thing is holding really well. This is really high on my leaderboard right now, number one, if not number two. Cake and Solana, we're actually going to talk about both of them. 2.421 right now for Pancakeswap. It's done all the right things, had a trend line here that broke on beautiful volume, and then the market started consolidating. So this did too. And you can see there's a little bit of distribution on the intraday chart that's setting up. But on the daily here, this is just a beautiful, beautiful setup. Look at the volume coming out. We had a low alert. It wasn't low at the time. It's 1.255. And then just the volume coming out of this particular your token. This is all the way to the beginning of it on Binance, and that is monstrous volume. You want to pay attention to those. We've talked about that here. We'll continue to talk about that here. Pay attention to these ones that have monster volume, especially once they consolidate, especially when they consolidate and don't show you any selling signals, okay? So selling signals include high volume topping candles. Well, we do have a high volume candle here, but there's quite a bit of upside. It's not a big wick to the top side like this little candle is, or even this red candle. This red candle kind of shows you a little bit of topping action. And we actually had this on the channel. This was our trading plan, and look where our topping candle came in, well above the trading plan. But then look at the nice consolidation, and then it blew that candle out of the water and onto bigger and better things, which is where we're at now, into a much larger base with no topping candle. So I'm on Team Bull on this one, and let's see if it can get going. Next up is Solana. We talked about Solana yesterday with a horizontal across here. Well, that got broken, and what happens when you have a nice decline across the top and you break a horizontal, you can draw that decline and make it a channel, and that's what I've done here. So you can see this opposing trend line going up. This is this one coming all the way back down from towards the lows. We have a little bit more time here to play, and I think it's going to be okay. I think we'll be fine with this, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know what it's going to look like. This one kind of pinched itself into a horizontal consolidation, then a blowout, breakout. This one right here is consolidating. So we'll probably end up going sideways at some point in time and then maybe throwing a new alert. But right now it's still up at 59.7. But yeah, as the market is consolidating right now, there's not a lot to do. The best thing to do, though, is to go through all of your charts. Notice the ones that are selling off the least, holding up the best, and respecting any horizontal level you can find. And has good volume signatures. So really low volume signatures right now, the tighter the better. It's just like Pancakeswap. The earlier on, the more volume the better. In these consolidations, the tighter the volume the better. Okay, you're not going to get all the checklists. Like Solana doesn't really have low volume because of these spikes here, but it checks all the other boxes. So you're rarely going to find one that checks all the boxes. Okay, you kind of have to deal with what you're given, and that's what we do all the time in this business, is deal with uncertainty. But when we get all those signals lined up, that's when amazing things can start to happen. All right, guys, well, have a great day out there, and I'll see you tomorrow on Altcoin Buzz Trading.